Theodora Zheji, born in the Palauto neighborhood of Ghirikasta, was the daughter of Nico and Marina Petridhi, a wealthy and honest merchant, originally from Athens, Greece. Distant tribe with Enver Hoxha's family did not speak for years, but the reasons for this cold are unknown. Theodora Petridhi was not the only daughter. She also had 3 sisters and 2 brothers, respectively, Panaren, Helena and Aphrodita, while her brothers were Stavro and Zotto Petridhi. He would finish high school in the city of Ghirikastra, and high school in Athens for jurisprudence. With her husband Spyro Ballo Zheji, the son of Kolos and Helena, would meet in Ghirikastra. Spyro Zheji had just graduated from the military academy in Modena, Italy. In the same military academy, Stavro Petridhi, the brother of Theodora Zheji, had also completed his studies. It was Stavro who met his sister Theodora and his friend at the Modena Military Academy. Spyro Zheji and Theodora Petridhi quickly fell in love and did not delay in getting married. From this beautiful marriage that would resist the fortresses of the time, 6 children would be born: Amalia, Alexandri, Georgi, Petridhi, Vera and Liljana. Unfortunately, the child Alexander, Laika, would die at the age of about 5. This was the first blow that the couple Zheji would receive. It is interesting that in this family there were many who were related to the military profession. For example, Spyro Zheji would later become a major colonel in the Royal Guard of Zog I. From Theodore's brothers, her 2 brothers would be military, Stavro and Zotto Petridhi. Although she had not finished military academy, as Stavro would become a ship captain in the coastal city of Durrës. 2 of Theodore's sisters, Panaria and Helena, were to marry Russian officers. Helena would marry a senior Tsarist army officer, Mikhail Kreshnik, a white Russian, with whom he would have 3 children, Marek, Stefan and Mitron. Mihaili would have a tragic fate in Albania. He would be shot by the dictatorship and left without graves. Mikhail Kreshnik's remains would be found by his family, children, Stefan and Mitro, only in the years of democracy and would be buried with respect. Theodora Zheji's other sister, Panor Petridhi, would marry, under unknown circumstances, Vasily Peresenko, a member of the Bolshevik KGB. He would have 6 children: Kosin, Irene, Matgarita, Vanji, Andrian, Maxim and Renata. Vasily Peresenko would work as prime minister, as the first Russian advisor to Prime Minister Mehmet Shehu, from 1947 until 1960, when relations with the Soviet Union broke down. A year before the breakup with the Russians, he sent his children to Moscow, then left alone with his new wife Panor, who never saw her sister Theodora again. It was Vasil Peresenko who would save Spyro Zheji from being shot, with the events of the bombing of the Russian embassy in Tirana, a messenger of Enver Hoxha. To exterminate the 22 intellectuals who had studied abroad. The other sister, Aphrodite, would have a tragic fate. She would burn when the hospital where she suffered from tuberculosis in Tirana would catch fire. Theodora Zheji, this beautiful, brave and righteous woman, would suffer internments both from Italian fascism that would deport her husband Spyro Zheji from the Bar prison in Gubbio. Would also be interned by the communist regime, which for me he expropriated his houses too much, and left his husband 40 years without work and without pension. But fortunately, her children Amalia would work in the Ministry of Agriculture, where she would marry the chairman of the Agricultural Production Office, Nico Qafzezi, and would have 2 children. Leon and Robert Qafzezin, Georg Zheji, librettist at the opera, then rector of the Academy of Arts. Petro Zheji, translator at the publishing house, Noam Frasheri. Vera Zheji, speaker at Radio Tirana and then lecturer at the Academy of Arts, Liljana Zheji. Chief engineer at the factory, Partisani, enameling department in Tirana. Theodora Zheji would build a life in a simple apartment on Duras Street, on May 19, 1983. Her husband would be saddened by the loss of his beloved wife and 7 years, passing away in 1990. At the age of 87 years, managing to watch the overthrow of a hated system.